So you're on a journey to start your own business, but should you create a personal brand or a corporate brand?
Let's find out.
Hello, I'm your host Kaycinho. I'm a digital alchemist, and this episode is episode number 2 of a module dedicated to the creation phase of starting your business. So if you haven't seen the first episode, I invite you to check the module playlist in the description. And by the way, this module is the third module of a course dedicated to take you from the burning desire to become your own boss to actually launching your business. So you will also find a link to the full course playlist in the description. So you're ready to create your brand, but wonder whether you should create a personal brand or a corporate brand. Now let me share with you what helped me along my journey. Creating your business is a big step, and if you're serious about it, it means that you stepped out of dreamer's land and you're ready to take action and execute. Now, one of the single most important decisions that you'll have to take now is to decide whether you will create a personal brand or a corporate brand. Now, let's first discuss about the pros and the cons of a personal brand. Now, about the pros. Well, it's easier to set up than a corporate brand. Your personality is already defined. What's left for you to do is to just polish the angles. 2, in this day and age, people want to connect with real humans instead of opaque corporations. And 3, higher conversions. If you truly bring outstanding value to your audience, then your conversion rates will be much higher. Now, about the cons. Well, a personal brand is way harder to sell than a corporate brand. It's still possible, but doesn't happen every day. And don't forget that selling your personal brand means that you'll have no control about what your image becomes. 2, depending on the type of business you're in, a personal brand can be hard to scale up, especially if your USPs or unique selling propositions revolve around traits of your personality. If you're a public speaker, for example, you won't be able to delegate that part of the business, and you can only be at one place at a time. Now, let's discuss about the pros and the cons of a corporate brand. First, the pros. A successful corporate brand can easily be sold if for any reason you'd want to get away from it. 2, even if you didn't want to sell, you could easily hire qualified talents to take care of your business as long as strong processes are in place, and that means that you could work on your other businesses. 3, a corporate brand can easily be scaled up and replicated in other markets. So if your brand is successful and you open business opportunities for franchising, the growth could be exponential. Now about the cons. Well, first, a corporate brand takes a lot more work to set up. Naming the brand, checking the availability, and securing the brand name is only a part of it and can take a lot of time, depending on the specific case. 2, a corporate brand is not that flexible. If your corporate brand is well known for in a specific domain and you come up with a new exciting idea that has nothing to do with the brand, then you might have to create a new brand, whereas with your personal brand, you could easily reinvent yourself or diversify with caution though, but still you could do it. Now, of course, there are examples like the Virgin Group and all the different businesses tied to the Virgin brand, but let's say that McDonald's wanted to start selling luxury cars tomorrow. They'd run into a problem, right?
You get the idea.
So what's the perfect solution? Well, there are many parameters involved in answering this question, especially because of the current landscape. So instead of reasoning in terms of corporate versus personal brand, the good mindset is to ask yourself this simple question. How can my personal brand leverage more business? Whether you decide to go for a personal brand or a full-blown corporate brand, this is my advice about a smart branding strategy in this day and age. Step 1, build a strong personal brand no matter what. So in all cases, in my opinion, you should build your personal brand, but treat it as a business. Make it look good, stand out from the crowd, go the extra mile, and work to bring outstanding value to your audience. Step 2. If you go personal brand only, you're already in business. Keep on growing your audience and deliver great value. Examples of great personal brands on YouTube are Roberto Blake, Casey Neistat, and Gary Vaynerchuk, just to name a few. But they have corporate brands too, by the way, that they could sell one day if they feel like it. Now, you could choose the option of personal brand only if you don't intend to sell your business one day. If you're a dancer, for example, or an artist, then it makes sense to only develop your personal brand, but as we'll see, I think there is a better option. Now, what about personal and corporate brands? Now, if you decide to go personal and corporate brands, then build your personal brand alongside your corporate brand or brands, since you could develop several businesses. For example, if you've been following episode 1 of this module, I've talked about the Kaycinho brand that you're experiencing right now. Now, as a reminder, the short version of my brand statement is the following. That brand believes in service to others, creativity, passion about the digital age, and freedom through entrepreneurship. It focuses on simple yet actionable solutions to help creative professionals, as well as aspiring and confirmed entrepreneurs, leverage the power of the digital age to market themselves and grow in a sea of brands and businesses. Still a bit long, but you get the idea. Initially, I wanted to create a corporate brand since I had a very specific idea in mind, but at the same time, I knew that the whole topic of digital and freedom through entrepreneurship is so tied to my passion and my personality that it was a better option to develop my personal brand first and eventually create a corporate brand serving a very specific segment of my audience. That way, if tomorrow I decided that I want to get more involved with motivational content on my personal brand, for example, I could still do so while at the same time generating business for a specific segment of my audience with my corporate brand. Personal brand does not mean amateur. As you may have noticed, I treat my personal brand as a business. I'm working hard on my content, fixing deadlines, and looking at the best way to deliver the best quality, as well as caring about the presentation, the visuals, the editing, the sound processing, and so on. Now, of course, it's far from being perfect, but the key is to aim for excellence every step along the way. On the other hand, though, because it's a personal brand, you'll find numerous references to my own personal story with an angle related to the topics that I'm covering so that you may get to know me better and at the same time relate to things that you may be experiencing yourself. So if you decide to go personal and corporate brand, then build your personal brand alongside your corporate brand or brands since you could develop several businesses when personal and corporate brands meld together. So going back to having both a personal brand and a corporate brand, the credibility of your personal brand can be a booster for your other brands. For example, if Tony Robbins launched a new business venture tomorrow, his following and audience are so strong that his new venture would immediately start with the benefit of a gazillion of potential customers. Because if people can trust your personal brand, they are more likely to trust any other type of products and services that you may provide. So with this solution, sky's the limit really. I know it takes more work, but it will give you a strong foundation and a good advantage in the long run. The Apple brand is strong, but which human name comes up to your mind when I mention Apple? Steve Jobs, right? The Virgin brand is strong, but which human name comes up to your mind when I mention Virgin? Richard Branson, right? See, we all need to connect and identify to real people, so think about that. Step 3, keep on working on your personal brand, even if your corporate brand is successful. We all change and evolve, and actually it's a good thing. So you never know what new venture you might want to start tomorrow. So in other words, if you decide to build a personal brand, you're making an essential move in this day and age. If you decide to build a corporate brand, make sure you also develop your personal brand. Yes, it will take more work, but will definitely be worth it in the long run. Now, the choice is yours, but I hope that I've helped you narrow down the best strategy for you. Let me know in the comments, and by the way, you find the companion blog article with all the links on my website, Kaycinho.com, so I've put a direct link in the description. Now, if you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up as it really helps growing this channel, and if you know anyone that could benefit from it, please share it now. And if you want to brand, market, and grow your business in the digital age, make sure you subscribe and smash the notification bell so that you never miss your share of digital alchemy. And by the way, if you are interested in tips, tools, services, and case studies that can help you grow your business online, then go to kaycinho.com/newsletter and subscribe to my email newsletter. So that's it for this video, and in the next one, we'll discuss about how to define a name for your brand. In the meantime, don't forget to invest
In your success.